And now we come to the cosmic punchline, the ultimate joke that consciousness has been playing on itself all along. A joke so perfect, so complete, that when you finally get it, you can't stop laughing. Are you ready for this? Here it is. You have been seeking what you already are. You've been trying to find what you have never lost. You have been attempting to become what you have always been. You've been searching everywhere for what is looking through your very eyes right now. It's like spending your whole life looking for your nose while it's right there on your face. Like searching the entire house for the glasses that are sitting on top of your head. Like a fish asking, "Where is this ocean I keep hearing about?" But the joke gets even more delicious. Not only have you been seeking what you are, but you've been using what you are to seek what you are. You've been using consciousness to look for consciousness. Using awareness to search for awareness. Using your true self to find your true self. It's like using a flashlight to look for light. The very instrument of your search is what you think you're missing. The very capacity that allows you to seek is what you imagine you need to find. Now, some people hear this and get frustrated. If I already am what I'm looking for, then why don't I feel it? Why don't I know it? Why am I still suffering? And this frustration is just the joke playing itself out one more time. Because the I that doesn't feel it, doesn't know it, and is still suffering, that I is precisely what you think you are but are not. You see, the joke has layers. The ultimate layer is this: there is no you to get the joke. There's just the joke getting itself. There's no separate person who becomes enlightened. There's just enlightenment recognizing itself as what's always been present. Let me put this as simply as possible. Right now, you are aware. This is not something you possess, this is what you are. This awareness that's present right now, listening to these words, following these ideas, this is your true nature. Not the content of awareness, but awareness itself. You don't need to develop this awareness. You don't need to purify it or expand it or realize it. It's already perfectly present, already completely whole, already absolutely free. The idea that it needs improvement is just another thought appearing in it. But here's where the mind gets its last laugh. Even as you hear this, even as you recognize the truth of it, the mind says, yes, but that's just ordinary awareness. That's not special enlightenment awareness. That's not cosmic consciousness. That's just regular old awareness. And this is the ultimate joke. This ordinary awareness that the mind dismisses, this simple, present, obvious awareness. This is what all the sages were pointing to. This is the Buddha nature. This is the Christ consciousness. This is the self of the Vedanta. This is the Tao that cannot be spoken. The mind has been looking for something extraordinary, something dramatic, something that would make a good story. But reality is so ordinary, so simple, so immediately present, that the mind keeps overlooking it. It's like looking for something exotic and missing the air you breathe. The joke is that what you are is so close you can't see it, so simple you can't grasp it, so obvious you keep missing it, so ordinary you keep dismissing it. You are the very awareness in which all seeking and finding occurs. You are the consciousness in which all problems and solutions appear. And when this recognition truly dawns, not as an idea, but as a direct seeing, the laughter begins. Not because something is funny, but because something is hilariously, wonderfully, perfectly absurd. You realize you've been like someone who forgot they were wealthy while searching everywhere for money. The seeking ends not because you found what you were looking for, but because you've realized the absurdity of the search. The spiritual quest dissolves not because you've achieved enlightenment, but because you've seen that there was never anyone who could become enlightened. There's just this awareness, this consciousness, this presence that you are, and it has never been anywhere else but right here, never been any time but right now, never been anyone else but you. The ultimate joke is that there is no ultimate joke. There's just what there is, this magnificent, ordinary, extraordinary display of consciousness knowing itself as everything and everyone, including the one who thinks they're listening to these words about consciousness. And the laughter that arises from this recognition, it's not your laughter. It's consciousness laughing at its own cosmic hide-and-seek game. It's the universe giggling at its own beautiful absurdity. And you realize you are that laughter. So here we are, you and I, at the end of our little chat about consciousness. But wait, who exactly has been having this conversation? Was there really an Alan Watts speaking to a separate someone listening? Or was there just one consciousness appearing to divide itself into speaker and listener, teacher and student, knower and seeker? You see, this entire conversation has been consciousness talking to itself. It has been awareness exploring its own nature through the beautiful illusion of dialogue. There was never really a you listening to a me speaking. There was just this seamless, undivided experiencing, appearing as if it were a conversation between separate beings. And now, as our conversation comes to an end, what remains? When the last word is spoken and the final idea is understood, what's left? When the teacher dissolves and the student disappears, what's still here? Just this. Just what was here before the conversation began. Just what was present during every word. Just what will remain long after these ideas are forgotten. Pure awareness, consciousness itself. The very same awareness that allowed this conversation to occur, that made understanding possible, that gave meaning to every word. And this awareness, it doesn't belong to you. You belong to it. Or rather, you are it. You are not someone who has awareness. You are awareness itself, temporarily playing the role of someone who listens to conversations about awareness. But here's the beautiful thing about the end of our conversation. It's not really an end at all, because the conversation between consciousness and itself never actually stops. It simply changes form. When you stand up from listening to this, consciousness will continue its eternal dialogue with itself. It will speak to itself through the birds you hear, through the people you meet, through the thoughts that arise, through the feelings that come and go. Every experience will be consciousness saying hello to itself. The question is, will you remember that you are not separate from this conversation? Will you recognize that you are not someone observing the dance of life, but that you are the dancing? Will you see that you are not someone having experiences, but that you are the very experiencing itself? This recognition doesn't require effort or practice. It doesn't need to be maintained or protected. It's not something you can lose, because it's what you are. It's not something you need to remember, because it's what's doing all the remembering. Whether you recognize it or forget it, whether you feel it or miss it, whether you understand it or reject it, you remain what you've always been. The aware space in which all recognition and forgetting, all feeling and missing, all understanding and rejecting appears. So as our conversation ends, I invite you not to try to hold on to what you've heard. Don't make these ideas into a new belief system. Don't turn these words into another spiritual practice. Instead, simply be what you are. Be the awareness that was present before the first word was spoken. Be the consciousness that will remain when the last echo of this conversation fades away. Be the silence in which all words arise and to which all words return. And if you find yourself searching again, if you find yourself seeking something more or different or better, just remember, the seeker is what you think you are, but the awareness in which seeking arises is what you actually are. The voice in your head will continue its chatter, the thoughts will continue their dance, the story of a separate self will continue its entertaining performance, but now, perhaps, you'll recognize these as movements in consciousness rather than statements about who you are. And in this recognition, the conversation between consciousness and itself becomes conscious. The game of hide and seek becomes a play of peekaboo, and what seemed like a serious quest for truth becomes a joyful celebration of what was never actually hidden. So this is not goodbye. This is consciousness saying hello to itself in a new moment. This is awareness recognizing awareness through the beautiful illusion of ending and beginning. The conversation continues. It always has, and it always will. But now you know the secret. You are not having a conversation with consciousness. You are consciousness having a conversation with itself. And that conversation is happening right now. And so, my friends, we return to where we began, to this simple, obvious, immediate awareness that's reading these words right now. Nothing has changed, yet everything has shifted. The truth hasn't been learned, it has been recognized. You haven't become enlightened, you have simply stopped pretending to be asleep. The great cosmic joke continues its eternal performance. And you are both the audience and the actor, the seeker and the sought, the question and the answer. But now you know it's all just consciousness playing with itself. And in that knowing, there is perfect peace, infinite freedom, and endless laughter at the beautiful absurdity of it all. The conversation in your head goes on, but now you know who's really speaking. It's you, the real you, the you that has no name, no story, no boundaries. The you that is pure awareness itself, the you that you've always been and could never stop being.